Hello and welcome to Empire of Geek.
It's alive!
That was smooth, wasn't it? Just the sound of you coughing up your lungs then with your TB. Right, hello everybody. This is an experiment of sorts. We're Empire of Geek. We do podcasts. This is our 26th episode ever.
Really? That many?
Good Lord.
It is. And we decided that we would try and do something a bit different and maybe expand to a bigger audience if possible. So for the first time, and maybe the only time ever, we are recording but also live on Periscope at the moment.
This is dangerous.
It is dangerous.
I think it's great though. It's excitingly dangerous.
It could massively screw up.
I'm saying, yeah, but I think you've got to take risks, haven't you? You've got to take risks.
Taking risks, but there's also,
any live cockles.
Exactly. Well, whatever you say cannot be edited out. It will be used.
I know. I'm going to
Right,
say,
right.
how's about I introduce you all? Then we can talk about all the horrible things that are going to possibly happen.
Yeah.
So first of all, I'm Steve. I'm the host of Empire Geek. If you listen to this, if you can hear us, I don't know. Are we coming through okay, levels, lady?
Yes.
Coming through good. Well done. Okay. I'm Steve. I'm the host of Empire Geek, but I'm not on my own. I've also got Raoul, my Batman, who's been in Italy, and you've come back now.
Yes.
You're in a world of pain at the moment. Which do you want to talk about?
Well, not really.
Give me the hand signal for you don't want to talk about it if it's true. We won't talk about your world of misery and darkness that you're
Thank
currently
you.
in. And we've also got with him Catface Paul.
Hello there.
And you're also in a world of misery, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that either. To be honest with you, I'm not in that much of a world of misery.
What the hell happened for us all to?
No.
I'm happy.
I'm staying completely positive about everything.
And finally, we've got Andy as well, who
Right.
you represent the non-geeky kind of audience.
Yeah, I'm
Do
just
you know
not-
feck all about any of this, do you?
But he keeps
I'm
winning the
not local,
quiz.
So
Let me just explain stuff then. If you are tuning in on Periscope to watch this, you'll notice that you're not seeing four attractive men. That's because we're all ugly bastards. But also because
Speak for yourself.
I am. That wasn't just me then speaking. What we're intending to do is, we may eventually lead on to showing ourselves, but Raoul is terrified that he will get sacked by wherever, or people will stop using him, because we all have private lives and all that crap.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try this first of all, just with showing images of things we're going to talk about. Empire Geek is all about geeky stuff, that wasn't obvious in the title, with a particular focus on the UK and Britain. So we talk about cool stuff that's been going on in the week, we talk about comic books, we have Comic of the Week, we have a quiz as well, because everyone loves a quiz, and we also talk about a convention of the week as well. So there's tons of stuff in here, so hopefully over the next hour or so, you can listen, and if you want you can join in. So please, if you're on Periscope, message in. If you're not on Periscope, you're listening to this when I eventually edit it and put it up in about 2 days, then there's no point messaging us, we won't get it. If you do want to email us though, it's empireofgeek@hotmail.com, or you can look us up on iTunes. So okay then, should we get cracking on the first one? Have we had any messages yet saying inbred twats? Because that's what we're expecting, because we are from Lincolnshire, and Lincolnshire is the home of inbreeding. In fact, Andy's so inbred, he's his own uncle. Right, the first thing we want to talk about is if you've been watching the news over the last week or so, you know there has been a lot of talk.
Hang on, at least we're not from Spalding or Boston.
Well, Boston, when people go on about Lincoln, they always say Lincoln, you're inbred, but Lincoln's not inbred. It's
How
Boston.
Can I
would
say,
you become your own uncle?
But you're fucking Welsh, Raoul.
I know, but
I went to Boston the other day. I genuinely felt like I was going into the land that time forgot.
no,
It was like going into the past.
no. Me and my buddy. This was about 7 or 8 years ago. We were out
Big
in Boston on the prowl.
On the prowl.
On the prowl.
Sex
Predatory.
offenders.
But no, all joking about, we went out for a couple of drinks and we're walking around, we're like, the girls in here are really pretty, and normally ladies from Boston they're not pretty.
How can you possibly say that coming from Wales?
Rob, did you get lucky? Raoul.
Well, I would have got lucky, but we saw these they were gorgeous, beautiful young ladies. We went over and started talking to them, and they were speaking in Polish and Portuguese and Lithuanian. Now the thing is, had we spoken Polish, Portuguese, Lithuanian, we'd have been well in there, honestly. No problem at all.
So you didn't get anywhere?
Didn't get anywhere. But they were gorgeous, beautiful. Keep me saying that for a while.
So yeah, I made a soundboard. So what I'll talk about is this robots. Japan a few years ago made this robot called a Curitas. And if you go and look up on YouTube, you'll see it. The Curitas is a driver-controlled giant robot. So that's something from a science fiction film. And more recently, an American company, which if you're looking on Periscope at the moment, Megabots, produced their own giant robot. So it's obvious that when you've got two giant robots, the only thing that needs to be done is they need to duel with each other.
Gotta have a fight, yeah.
So we'll watch, before we started the show, we watched a little video that Megabots put on YouTube challenging Curitas to a fight. What are your thoughts about that, chaps?
I want to see it.
I know robots fighting.
It's got to happen.
It is exciting. I think the idea that they've both got Gatling guns on them, haven't they? I think there must be air-powered Gatling guns.
If it's a real Gatling gun, it's going to be a very short and bloody fight.
Well, that's what I mean. But having said that, we watched a couple of the videos that you showed us, and they're pretty bloody powerful. I mean, some of them are going straight through some of the metal, bending the metalwork on the side of old cars, weren't they, and going through the windows. So they're going to be manned, aren't they? Right? They're going to have people inside them, yeah. So they're going to have to be pretty bloody well protected.
Are they
if
robots?
they're going to be firing proper, air-powered Gatling guns at them?
They have drivers. They're not.
Yeah. So they're just kick-ass armour.
Do you want me to do that? Who do you think is going to win? Let me give you a little description of the weapon setup they've got. So we'll start off with the Curitas, the original robot. It's 12.5 foot tall. It weighs 5 tons. Has a top speed of 10 kilometers per hour, and it has comes with this really cool V-Sido software, which gives it tons of different functions it can do. It has multiple onboard weapon systems, including a BB Gatling gun that rattles off 6,000 rounds a minute, and also it triggers when the pilot smiles, apparently. And then let's listen to the Megabots then. So the Megabots is bigger at 15 foot tall. It has a top speed of 193 kilometers per hour, 120 miles per hour.
How does it manage that?
If you look on the picture that's on the screen at the moment, it's got tank tracks, whereas...
Yeah, but where does it get the fuel to power that? I mean, is it battery powered? Where does it come from?
Did you say it's got? Did you say?
Big elastic band.
I'll tell you what, it's a bit of a wind up. You're telling me it does 120 miles an hour?
No way.
120 miles per hour, yeah.
Well, where are they going to do that sort of speed? I mean, they're going to be in a circular fighting ring, aren't they? What are they going to do
It's
that?
the range as well, and also that thing, doing 120 miles an hour, it must fall over.
Surely that just career into the crowd and create.
Yeah.
It's got a paintball cannon, as well as another cannon that can shoot t-shirts.
The reason why they are they
shooting
honestly
t-shirts.
are they developing this to look for for some real world military application down the line?
The Curitas you can actually buy. If you go on to, I'll have to spell this out because it's a Japanese name. It's SUIDOBASHIJUKO.jp. You can actually order and buy.
Go on, have a go at saying
do
that.
that again for the live.
Do you know?
Go on, have a go at saying
Studio
that.
Bashijuko.jp.
What do they retail at?
Shitload. And when you buy it, you don't get the arms with it. You only get the main body. The starter kit.
What is that? Because the arms are weaponised, they can't sell it to you.
I think that I'm going to guess it might be something like that, but I think they sell the arms separately to make more cash from people. It's a considerable chunk of money.
Is
to
it a
buy.
bit like when you get a Dremel and you want to buy like
You want to fight other people with their Dremels?
Well, yeah, you buy like different ends for your Dremel, so you can have like different.
It's exactly like that. Yeah, B&Q are going to sell them.
As a matter of interest, who buys these? What's the market?
Well, I don't actually know if anyone's bought them yet. Probably rich
You
lunatics.
could if you wanted.
Oh yeah, you can. And Megabots. Should I get the Megabots website out? Do you want to go to that one? www.megabots.com. So,
Now, are there licenses? Do you have to have like a gun license or something to open
we
these?
don't fire actual weapons at the moment. If you were to put actual weapons on it, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Can you imagine chasing after someone with that?
I think what it's going to be.
miles an hour.
We talked about this a little bit before, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be dangerous enough as it is because they've got cages on them. But if they do fire those things directly into the cage where the pilots are, then I've already seen them bounce off the side of cars and make these bloody great big dents in there. And if they're firing paint, firing at such a bloody speed, it could go straight through those grills, couldn't it?
Oh, you'd have to.
Dangerous.
You have to
That's
wear-
dangerous.
You have to wear a body armor, wouldn't you?
Did you ever see the film
Yeah.
Robo Jocks? It was giant robots fighting each other.
Robo what, sorry?
Robo Jocks.
Alright, okay.
Yes. not Robo Cox, the much less successful follow-up. So who do you think is going to win in a fight?
Oof,
The
difficult to say,
Americans
really.
bigger and faster, isn't it?
Yes, but in the response video from the Kira test people at Studio Bashi Juko, they did say they want it as melee combat. They want moving and fighting, possibly fists.
I would say I
Okay.
put my money on the Japanese simply because they've been doing it for longer already, and that looks like a more manoeuvrable vehicle.
Where's the British one? Where's the one made by British Leyland?
It'd be a trolley covered in foil, wouldn't it?
Well, they did get on it, but I'm afraid the unions got in the way, and they couldn't,
Tesco
they couldn't
Mark
continue
V.
with it. Yeah.
Can you imagine that? It would be some kid in a tracksuit on a trolley being pushed by his mate on a skateboard. So yeah, that has been for me probably the news story of the week this week. Pretty interesting stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is it's a new TV show that's starting on the 31st of October 2015 from the Stars Network, and it's called Ash vs Evil Dead. Now there's a trailer been released because this week Comic Con. I'm sure anyone who knows their geeky stuff knows that San Diego Comic Con, one of the biggest dates of the geek year, went on this week. And they released this trailer, which you can look on YouTube, listeners, if you want to have a look at. We watched it. Let's start off with you, Paul. What did you reckon?
It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a fun version of The Walking Dead. Same sort of level of violence and blood count and gore. But it looks like a lot of fun.
What do you think, then, Raoul?
If our friend the German was here, he'd be kicking off right now, going on about thermodynamics and.
He wouldn't. He loves The Evil Dead.
He does.
He's a massive fan.
But how does he love Evil Dead but absolutely hate like every other zombie thing?
The Evil Dead doesn't. It's magic.
Yes,
It's
yes.
kind of a dark magic.
So therefore you can explain it because it's magic and therefore anything goes. I'm really looking forward to this. It reminded me very much, it seemed very firmly rooted in the films. It didn't.
Bruce Campbell versus Army of Darkness.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Plus, like Bruce Campbell, does he age?
Well, he looks a bit older, but he's
Fractionally
pretty
older,
well.
but he has weathered pretty well considering he's been fighting all these zombies and shit. I think.
Yeah, but he was doing it with a smile on his face, wasn't he? Did he do? I mean, I haven't watched Evil Dead back in the day. Was he quite tongue in cheek then as well?
It's always been tongue in cheek.
It became more tongue in cheek the further it went on. The first one, I think, was slightly, when Sam Raimi did it and all that, there was some elements of kind of tongue, the extremes of gruesomeness they went to.
If it's done with the same sort of
As
level
it went
of,
further, it became
sorry.
more. The third one was very, very tongue in cheek.
if it's done with the same sort of level of, a bit like Roger Moore's James Bond, bit of humour and comedy in there. If it's done with
Look
that
at the
kind of.
disdain in your voice. Listeners and Periscope folks, if you're there, Paul hates Roger Moore.
No, I don't hate him. I've never said that. Listen, talk about things getting exaggerated over time. What I said was I thought that Sean Connery was a better James Bond. We'll just leave it
No,
there.
you said his James Bond films were better, and as we all
I
know,
think so,
Roger
yeah.
Moore did the far superior James
I just
Bond
think that,
films.
well, I don't want
And
to get into it
I
again.
think Sean Connery is the quintessential James Bond.
I just think he's more of a
Splendid.
he's more of a hard man than James Bond. I think
And-
Roger
and he's-
Moore was a
and-
gentleman's James Bond, wasn't he? He was
Roger
tongue in
Moore
cheek.
could switch between the kind of foppish nice guy to a real kind of stone cold killer.
You ever see Roger Moore trying to plant a punch on someone's chin in any of his movies? He takes far too much time.
No,
It's all done in too much slow motion.
Roger
Whereas Sean
Moore
Connery,
got into some fisticuffs on a set of one of his films. Sean Connery did this as well.
Yeah.
Sean Connery beat up a gangster, Johnny Stompanata, on the set of a film. But Roger Moore got into a similar situation where someone tested him thinking that he couldn't handle himself, and he banged him out because Roger's the man. He did it just with his eyebrow. He is fucking hardcore.
I bet he came up with one line at the end, didn't he?
Probably something like that. I'd imagine he would have done.
Yeah, he would have done, yeah.
Now, in The Evil Dead, which I already said comes out on the 31st of October, you're going to
see what
have
my
Lucy
fix
Lawless in it. She's going to play a character.
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless, who was Xena Warrior Princess.
I know. I
So
remember
obviously,
her well.
Renaissance Pictures, who made Xena Warrior Princess, were also the company behind stuff like The Evil Dead as well.
Did you have a
Sam
poster
Raimi
of
and
Lucy
Robert
Lawless?
No.
Oh.
Did you?
No.
Secret
You
one.
did. You
Who was it who was
secret
really
one.
obsessed with Lucy Lawless then?
This is you again, isn't it?
No, it
This is
wasn't me.
yours.
It wasn't me. Somebody at university was really obsessed with Lucy Lawless.
I should just tell the viewers that you do actually go way back, you guys. So, you know, you're both at university.
Way
together.
back.
Way back.
So
Yeah.
there's lots of stuff
Yeah,
you've got on one another.
it is. Well, thing is, whereas all my dirty stuff that I've done in the past, I'm quite ashamed of. I want buried. Steve, on the other hand, wears it with a badge of honour. He's
Well-
proud of the shit he did.
I think you can probably say actually that you've got, in percentage terms, you've probably got about 5% on Steve, whereas Steve's got 95% on you.
And the rest.
I've got some stuff on Raoul, which
Yeah.
I can't even go into. But
Yeah.
if this whole kind of streaming the show live, I've actually got a little animation I made for Raoul, which I would love to show.
I think we ought to also point out that
Of
Steve,
Operation Get the Girl Back from a few years ago.
Oh,
Steve is, we consider him to be Teflon coated anyway. He's got so much stuff on all of us, but nothing sticks on him.
I won't go into that whole Operation Get the Girl Back, but at the time,
Shut up.
no, I'm not going to say anything other than at the time making a little animated film to win a woman over.
It was stupid.
Seemed like a good idea.
I think it's really,
Oh, shut up. Right,
I think it's
let's
really
move on.
beautiful. I think
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing to do.
just shut
To
up.
try and win a woman's
Just
heart
shut
with an
up. Let's
animation.
go.
It's
With
beautiful.
the little
What was the
animated
show?
version of-
What kind of animation was it? Just out of interest?
Oh, shut your face, you twat. Let's watch Evil Dead.
It was a cut out animation of a caricatured version of Raoul.
Was he singing?
It started off.
Just-
No, wait a minute. Just to let the listeners know, we have a kid as well who's asleep at the moment, so keep the noise down. But
Yeah.
it started off with a little version of a cut out Raoul, who just said, "It's me, Raoul,"
Oh, shut up.
animated, and then
Shut up. Shut up.
If
Shut
you
up.
just cut to the chase, did it work?
No.
Oh,
did
it's
she
a
say
shame.
it was the creepiest thing she'd ever
Yes.
seen? She never wanted to speak to you again.
Yeah, there's always an opportunity to refine it for next time, though, isn't there?
Anyway, so,
Yes.
continue.
Moving on.
So that's Ash vs Evil Dead. It's out on the 31st of October. I've already skipped over to Doctor Who, but before I talk about that, to go back, the story features obviously Ash, played by Bruce Campbell. He's joined by Pablo, played by Ray Santiago, who's going to be almost like he's his kind of helper. He's his chum who's going to help him out. There's going to be Jill Marie Jones as Amanda Fisher, who's a Michigan state trooper who helps him and joins them, and Lucy Lawless as this character Ruby, who's trying to find out where the Deadites, who are these zombies that are this evil kind of force that brings people back as zombies, have come from, and she thinks Ash might be responsible. Which leads us on then, and this is another San Diego bit of news. They released, the BBC did, the trailer for the new season of Series 9 of Doctor Who, which is going to be released on the 19th of September. What did we think of the trailer? We'll start with you, Raoul. You're Welsh. You pretend to be Welsh.
I loved
So-
it. But the thing is, it's Doctor Who, so you could...
Yeah. Yeah,
You
you
know.
know what you're going to get, really. Well,
I
you do
just,
and you
I just
don't.
love all... You know, it's just... How could you not love it? And I don't really want to tell anyone about it in case we spoil it for them, but
Well, it's just an institution,
This
isn't it?
is a trailer. They're going to see it.
they're going to see
It's
it.
on YouTube.
I'm interested to find out what they've set up and where it's going to go.
It looks like a Dalek planet. There's a scene in the trailer where you see these buildings which look just like Daleks.
Yes.
They've got all. the
And
kind of-
that creature that was glowing, that man that was kind of gone all like
Oh, did you see a
green
chap
and-
with his eyes missing as well?
Yeah, and he was kind of...
That was Colin McFarlane, Lincolnshire actor.
I know, but and also young Arya Stark.
Maisie Williams, her real name, features
Yes.
at the end, and she says something like, yeah, "It's about time."
About
or something.
time, yeah. So it'd be cool to see. They've given you enough to tease you in. So
On a previous, they've given you the tip, haven't they? Just to get you going. On a previous episode, we spoke about the fact that Capaldi wanted to bring back Susan Foreman.
yes,
Susan Foreman was the granddaughter of the original Doctor.
you don't think that she is
That she could play his. I think it's too obvious after what he said.
right?
But Caroline Ford, who did play Susan Foreman in it, she said she'd like to come back, and I know she has met Peter Capaldi and she's gone to the set. So who's to say that maybe she could regenerate? Is she a time lady?
Oh, right. Because the thing is, it was.
Or is she Gallifreyan? Sorry.
Yeah, was she actually his bona fide granddaughter, or just somebody that he adopted as his granddaughter?
I don't know. I don't know if she was Gallifreyan because there's some of the episodes before Capaldi got into it where they said that he was the last Time Lord and all that. So
that's right.
But
But then how did they ratify? What was that Georgina Moffat? Georgina Moffat. That's
Georgina
right.
Moffat, yeah.
How did they ratify?
Who's she married to?
She's married to David Tennant.
She is.
Which is married
Whose
to your
daughter is
father.
she?
Sorry?
Whose daughter is she?
She's Peter Davidson.
Peter Davidson, the Doctor
The
Who.
Doctor, yeah. It's real, like, incestuous, like, you know.
The Sixth Doctor's
How
daughter
do
is boning the 10th Doctor. Technically, the Doctor is shagging
his
own
daughter. Yeah. How
Filthy.
how do they? Because she's been out of it for a while. So how does she stack up in the whole? You know, what's her part in the whole universe now? What's her involvement? Because she's technically a Time Lord, isn't she?
She regenerated, didn't she? Seemingly, but I don't. She's not. I don't think she has two hearts like a Time Lord. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I think she regenerated not because she's a Time Lord, but because they released that. I'm trying to think of the correct word for it. They released that energy which basically terraformed the planet, a bit like in The Search for Spock.
Yeah.
I think she was brought back to life by that rather than because she's a Time Lord. I'm going to guess. Although if anyone's listening and wants to comment, feel free.
There's obviously the whole like stuff with River Song. I know she's out of it now because of the.
Getting some love hearts.
We're getting love hearts.
Love
Thank you
hearts.
very much for whoever's given us love hearts, by the way.
What are the love hearts from?
If you go that, you get one.
It means they find you attractive. Rob. They don't really. They don't know what you look like.
I was going to
It's just on
say.
the basis.
He looks
of
like a
what
young
you say.
Christopher Biggins. A military Biggins, if you want to think of it that way.
Military Biggins.
Yeah.
What's a military Biggins?
Christopher Biggins, but if he was in Full Metal Jacket. Like a cross between
What, you're saying a
Private
pile?
and Christopher Biggins. Or if Harold from Neighbours and Private Pile
Had a love
had
child.
a gay
Oh, I don't know.
child.
I think actually probably the Sergeant Major out of Full Metal Jacket is more like him.
What is your basic malfunction?
Well, I just like start shouting at people because I'm
Yeah.
ballistic and shoot me in the face.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that could happen if they
Never
get to know you.
had a man
They'll understand
slash you in
that.
the face.
I've never had a man blast me in the face. No, I've had.
Although I thought there was a story going to go there. I tripped over once in the red light district.
Well, there was a photo doing the rounds. I went on a stag
Oh
do.
my god!
I went on a stag do, and one of the stags.
She looked like a lady.
Well, no. Apparently, I mean, I was asleep at the time, so
That
I wasn't
that
aware.
needs to be turned into an animation. Really.
Let's just say, for this story,
But there's a photo of somebody's testicles on my cheek.
Oh.
Jesus.
So we're not sure if they're real or not. They could be fake.
Well, I think they're real testicles, but
Uh-huh.
you know, I
You'll
don't know.
identify them if you saw them again.
I don't know who they belong
You
to.
need a lineup. A big bollock
A
lineup.
big bollock like no.
I thought you'd have took that more. I'd have gone. If someone teabagged me,
You'd
I'd
have
have
given
taken
them a
it.
Teabag me.
I don't
They
even
just
Rested
kind
them on
of
you.
rested their nuts on my
I'm
cheek.
not cool with that.
I wasn't cool with it, but what are you going to do? It's after the event happened.
Well,
I was
guess
unconscious
if
at
you
the time.
Yeah, if you sleep, you don't know anything about it, do you?
Exactly.
Technically sexual assault in my book.
Well, technically, but they're all rugger buggers, aren't they? You know, all these
But
rugby
does it make
people.
it okay?
Well, like my cousin, he,
It's rugby, so it's not gay.
He once fingered me.
no, not that. That was the other one. No, my cousin. He.
I cannot censor live footage.
I
Can I just
know.
say that?
Well, obviously, I wasn't really
On the
fingered.
recording I put up later on, I will censor the fact you've just admitted that your cousin abused you.
Anyway, so what was I going to say? Yes, so they
Is
used
this
to.
where you remind us that we need to be careful of what we're saying online?
They used to play
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Please don't start giving away Raoul's or Rob his home address.
I promise I won't. Or what he does.
Yes.
Good.
Or who he does.
Yeah.
They.
Or anybody that you might have found himself, you know, involved
Inside.
in a bad way. Well, no, because he's upset a lot of people, but I won't go into that.
What? Am I?
What? Well, yeah. Do you want me to mention it? I will
No.
if you want me to. So you know I'm telling the truth then.
What?
If any listeners want to go back and listen to any of the previous episodes, go on iTunes, Empire of Geek. If you can find one called Gypsy Fist, it's just racism. Just racism, quite frankly. How we didn't get shut down, I don't know. But we don't all support it. Right.
No, neither do I.
Tell us this story then.
You sure you want to?
It's a bit grim, actually. I'm not sure.
Well, let's say for another
But
time.
my cousin, right, a big rugger bugger, when he was playing.
I think we ought to just stop it there, Rob. This is live.
Well, they used to have this game, right?
What's next?
Oh my god.
To see
What's next?
It was to see if you were gay.
Look, I'm trying to save you from saying anything else.
I
Rob,
shouldn't
because
say this
You
story.
Can't
can't
say
take it
far.
back.
He's committed now. Go on.
No, you can't take
Well,
it back.
apparently they used to stand in a circle and wank each other off, right?
Oh my God.
And apparently, the first one to blow their load was gay. Now, I
Well,
would
they're
have a
all
problem.
gay.
I would have a problem with this story because surely the fact that you're all, you know,
Well, yes, that's the obvious one.
exactly.
Well, wasn't that something, our tall friend did?
We have another friend who's never on the show, but he used to quite regularly have wanking competitions. I don't know. If you're listening,
With a former housemate of yours.
if you're listening somewhere else in the world, ladies and gents,
What with former housemate of
any of
mine?
you ever
Yeah.
had a wanking competition?
Really?
Little guy glasses.
Really?
Left a big
With-
sweat stain on the wall.
What with him? Really?
Yeah,
Why?
there's
What? Like together in the same room?
that's what I think turned that particular chat a little bit fruity because he was very much bisexual. He
So what? They would get together in a room.
and they would have wanking competitions.
Why would you do that?
I don't know why you're asking me.
You know,
I
I
don't
honestly,
know.
right now, I just want to stick my fingers in my ears and go,
Oh,
la
stick
la
my
la
fingers
la.
in my- Anyway, So,
I just want to stick my fingers right there.
Doctor Who, an old man who travels in a box and picks up some girl. It looks really interesting, this one. The fact Maisie Williams in it is brilliant. It's going to tie into the whole Game of Thrones interest at the moment, possibly
Yes.
bring more people in. I really like Capaldi's Doctor Who. There was a drop in the viewing figures, but I mentioned this on a previous show. Every new Doctor Who, the viewing figures have dropped. It's over time.
I actually think he's probably of this generation of Doctor Who's. I think he's my favourite. You know how like every generation has or has their favourite Doctor Who. For some people, it might be Tom Baker.
Tom Baker, I think, would possibly be, for me, the ultimate Doctor.
Yeah. Because he had that kind of mysterious presence. I think of all the modern Doctor Who's, Capaldi, I think, is nailing it. The other ones were really good, but I think he's the one that you can identify as being this.
You need more seasons for us to see him, but yeah, I like.
It is a
I like
very
him.
good character.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is good. So yeah, Doctor Who. So look for the trailer, folks. It's looking pretty cool.
And his suit sharp.
It does look pretty damn sharp. It looks a little bit hairy. This the one that's on the screen at the moment. If you're looking, that's from the first series, so it looks a little bit more hairy. Well, the next thing I want to talk about, this is another San Diego Comic-Con story. Now, we're going to do more on next week's show, but when I heard about this one, I thought, what absolute bastards. Now, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Most geeks
Is
are.
that Kevin Smith?
That's Kevin Smith. Now, Kevin Smith, I listened to a podcast he's on, and he was talking about the fact that he's got a film coming out called Yoga Hosers. It's in the same trilogy, eventual trilogy, as the film Tusk, which we mentioned on a previous show. Tusk is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yoga Hosers is going to star his daughter, Harley Quinn Smith, and it's about some demons get released and they have to fight them. Now, he was going to be on, they have panels at San Diego Comic Con, I don't know how familiar you guys are. And what happens is that he was on after Star Wars. So this is a room filled with 6,500 people. He was going to go on after them, and he was saying, "Oh, I'm a bit shit in it because they're going to be awesome, and then I'll go on and it'll be a letdown." Just before he's about to go on, he's waiting in the wings, and they announced, the Star Wars people do, as it's coming to end. Oh, by the way, we're holding a free concert. John Williams is going to be there. We'd like to invite you all. So everyone pisses off. So 6,500 people all leave at the end of this thing, and then he's going on straight after as everyone's fucking leaving. And it seems
Nasty.
that there were fans for him waiting to go on. But is that not an absolute dick move?
Complete dick move, yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's
Do you
deliberately
think-
done, isn't it, to try and take advantage of the
Well,
situation?
Or was it? Well, it must be. They knew that.
Well, see, that was very clumsy, isn't
Wasn't
it? But I
Kevin
doubt it.
Smith involved in writing some scripts for the new Star Wars films, and there was a bit of a friction between him and Disney?
Not Star Wars. He was. I think he was down for doing something for was it Justice League? Might have been. But he's obviously he was in Daredevil,
Yeah.
not the new one, the shit one, Ben Affleck. plays a pathologist or something. He writes The Green Hornet, and I think he also wrote with Ralph Garman Summer Batman '66. But he's in all that world, and he's someone who's very popular. If you're a geek, he's in all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, and when I heard about that, I felt really sorry for him. And I think it went quite well. I've seen some pictures, but I just thought, Star Wars, be ashamed of yourself, you arsehole.
The thing is, if all those people had like disappeared to go and see the Star Wars, I mean, John Williams, okay, you might not get to see him that often, and it would be spectacular. But if the whole thing emptied out, you could have a one-to-one with Kevin Smith. That would be cool.
I think there were some hardcore Kevin Smith fans that were waiting to go in, so it
That would
turned
be
out
very
reasonably okay. But I just thought, what a knobhead trick to do. So. Yeah, I think let themselves down there, Star Wars. You should not have done that.
Well, the thing is, the whole.
Yeah, you're looking slim now as well. I think this is from this year.
He is looking lean. Yeah, the whole corporate thing surrounding Star Wars now is because Star Wars itself is a massive billion-dollar business. It's huge, right?
Oh shit! Yeah.
So yeah, it's almost like overtaken by the machine that is Star Wars. Star Wars itself has become dwarfed by the machine of Star Wars.
Oh yeah, but I think that happened a long time ago. But they've got rid of George Lucas. He had an idea for these new films, and they went
Just as well, really.
Well, he went too soft, really. A lot of them do that.
He's actually been let go, has he, from the company?
Well, Disney
He's not
bought it.
Uh-huh.
His name will still be on the film, obviously, because he started it off. But he submitted a draft for a script or an idea, and Disney said no, we're not interested.
So they've cut him out, basically.
Well, yeah, it's just that I think he
How much
made
control does he have?
he made like Phantom Menace, which was clearly for kids.
Yeah.
And you could argue the original Star Wars films were for kids, but he kind of like putting characters in like Jar Jar Binks pissed people off.
Yeah.
So
The thing is,
How,
Disney are more concerned now with their bottom line. They've got definite formulas. They want to target a certain demographic, and they're not interested in deviating from that. So I wouldn't surprise if the new Star Wars films are really aimed specifically at 15 and 16-year-old boys.
yeah, I do think though that Disney are not idiots. I think I've seen the trailer for it. In fact, they released a new trailer the
Well,
other day.
Disney
We'll
aren't
talk about
idiots.
it.
They're very
But think about
matter of fact in it must deal with this target.
So when they release products for games like Lego games, for example, on the iPad or Lego itself, do you think they're just trying to extend their demographic or their the age
film
range?
industry, you're not casting this at you. Oh, cool.
Well,
Yeah.
I just asked you a question.
So ask me again.
Shall I do that?
Do that again.
Are you listening this time?
Yeah.
So I'm saying when they've got
Friction. That's what makes the podcast work.
So you said 15, 16-year-old boys, right? Teenagers.
Yeah, it's
So,
literally called demographic now.
But they do release other games, like Lego games on the iPad, and there's a whole range of different Lego products.
Sure.
They are not for 15,
Sure,
16-year-olds.
but
It's just getting your
it's
finger
the
in lots of
cinema.
different pies.
It's the cinema audience now is just typically your 14, 15-year-old boy.
Yeah.
That is the typical cinema audience. With games and other media, you have much.
Just extending.
Yeah, you've got greater reach because
Things in
you've
pies.
got more platforms and all sorts of things.
I would argue slightly differently in that I think things like the Avengers and other and like what they've done with Marvel has shown that there's a lot of they can target females as well. And if you look, one of the main characters, well, a few of them are going to be females now. And if you remember in the original Star Wars film, A New Hope, there's the only actual female character who does anything is Princess Leia,
Yes.
and she is more acted upon. I don't want to go into all that female gaze stuff and active and participators and all that, but I think it's good. One of the main characters is going to be is a lady. I think that they could make this into a franchise that both I think girls and guys are going to want to go and watch.
It could be a franchise that changes over time as well. If you think about
Franchise, you hate your franchise.
some of them are alright. some of the early sort of Batman TV programs, and I'm thinking about the way that they have changed over time. They were much more comic back in the day. We've talked a lot about this. We talked about how movies have changed. They've moved with the time. They've moved with the historical time. That these programs are made in. They reflect society, don't they? Right. So, is it feasible to say that Star Wars could become darker in the future,
They're going to
more
have.
reflective, less cartoony.
Star Wars should be dark.
They're going to have tons of different films. They're going to bring out a film every year.
I mean,
So there's going to be, as well as the big moving the overall story on, there's going to be this independent one. They announced this week there's this Rogue Squadron one, which
That's
is Darth
gonna be-
Vader's going to be in it.
Rogue Squadron's going to be killer.
Set.
when's that set then?
It's set just before a New Hope. So it's going to be basically. I think they're still in the plans for the Death Star, and Darth Vader's going to play a significant role in it. You've also got it's for kids. This is, but you've also got Rebels, which I've been watching and is really good. So I think that Disney are spot on at hitting all the different age groups. They did a little bit with the Phantom Menace, where they did these books for
Those
Jar
are
Jar's
things.
Big
Thing
Adventures.
is,
They'll have the thing with lots of fires,
with their,
won't they, right?
with their position and power, they're also able to create new audiences.
Yes. Now we're going to move on now to something else, which is friggin' awesome. Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now,
When did this come out? What was
this has been announced this week. Obviously, tons of stuff has been announced. That's why we're going to have to do another show next week, which covers more of the stuff. DC Comics and IDW Publishing are teaming up for a 6-issue miniseries, which is going to start this November, which is going to feature Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Basically, the storyline will be this. Shredder and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will be sent into another dimension, which will be Gotham, and where Batman lives.
Right.
And they will have to, I imagine they'll fight and then they'll join forces against each other. Krang sends them there. I think he possibly is working against Shredder, despite the fact Shredder's also a villain. That's from some of the writers.
This is quite... Because aren't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles technically in the same universe as Daredevil?
Daredevil and the ooze that blinded him, it created the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was obviously Eastman and Laird when they came up with them.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have said they'd love to see a Batman Daredevil crossover, and this is probably the closest you will
You
get
could
to it.
segue into it, couldn't you?
Yeah, they could. On a Segway. Batman on Segways.
The back segue. Big one.
Catchy.
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it?
What are you chuckling at? Has someone sent a message?
No, I just double clicked it and it went onto my face. I just quickly panicked.
Have there any messages yet from anyone saying
Just Tara asking me to knobs out.
we're not getting the knobs out? That's not happening. I mean, it's looking at the screen. It's not looking at our penises. They could all be out for all she knows. Right. So that's that kind of meat flag. Yeah. So that looks exciting, doesn't it? I'm really looking forward to that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, and this has not been just announced this week. This has been announced. This was a week or so before. Daredevil season 2. Daredevil season 1 was awesome. They've announced some casting decisions, and the casting decisions give us a clue what's going to happen in it. So, first of all, John Bernthal is going to be the Punisher.
Okay.
Now, John Bernthal was in The Walking Dead. He played Rick's best mate. Do you know, he's the slightly nutty, I've forgotten his flipping name off the top of my head now. What's his name? The guy who Rick kills and then he comes back again.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was also in the Pacific, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He was in the Pacific. He was in. Oh gosh, what's it called? The Wolf of Wall Street as well, wasn't he? He was. He was one of the characters in the Wolf of Wall Street.
I can't remember about that one.
He
But
was.
yeah, he's going to play the Punisher. He's got a look that suits the Punisher.
Yeah,
he's
big
kind of
guy, isn't he?
hardcore. They've also announced that Elodie Young, who was in G.I. Joe, the film, is going to be Elektra. And which basically tells us that the plot line for season 2 of Daredevil will be Kingpin's in jail. I'm guessing that they've said that the Punisher is going to be fighting against Daredevil for a significant amount of the series. Punisher will come into the power vacuum, start killing people. Daredevil, at the end of season 1, decided he wasn't going to kill people because he didn't kill the Kingpin, did he? He just beat him down. I'm guessing then that the Punisher is after the Kingpin, starts killing his men. Daredevil gets in his way, tries to stop him. Elektra will be involved as a kind of love interest. And if you know your comic books, pretty much in all the comic books, Elektra ends up getting killed by Bullseye, who will, I think, be the big final bad guy, who will come along, and then Punisher and Daredevil will join forces to take him on.
Is Shane Welsh in Walking Dead?
Oh, yeah, Shane. He was Shane
Yeah.
in it, yeah. So, I think that's a really good casting. There's been some images on Twitter this week showing him they've already started filming with him. but he's got the kind of Italian, because Frank Castle, the Punisher, is. He started off in some of the comic books, he was like a mob enforcer before he became the Punisher. In others, some of the films, he's a policeman, undercover policeman who gets shot when his family get murdered. But it looks pretty cool. I think that sounds exciting.
Because sort of Daredevil and Punisher kind of have similar goals.
One kills, the other one won't.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, they've met loads of times before in the comic books, and they always have a bit of a kick
See,
off.
I have no problem with killing bad people, if you know they're bad.
Who was the last bad person you killed?
Well, I haven't, but I'm just saying that, if the Punisher shoots a few, like, really, really nasty people...
Let's say,
You've come to
Lisa, are you focusing on Raoul's crotch?
No.
Are you
What's your hand doing?
Are you live casting as we are live casting?
She is.
You're not, like, casting my junk at you.
You
Somebody
filthy
says
bugger.
now, show me Andy's nom.
Oh, who could that be?
Anyway,
So you've come to contact with some bad people, Rob, in your times. Have you ever followed?
There's bad and there's really bad.
Yeah.
Like,
What we're talking? We're talking like psychotic bad or gangster bad.
like ISIS bad. You'd want to kill them, wouldn't you?
Well, it's killed. Be killed, I think.
I've got no problem with any of the Egyptian gods. That's my shit joke of the week. But now, what we're going to move on to, ladies and gents, is, and it would be quite cool to have a bit of viewer participation. Can you stop giggling at
It's
focusing?
all there. There's nothing there.
Do you really want to announce that?
I think he has.
If you don't know what's happening, if you're listening, my girlfriend, who should be taking note of people messaging the show, is instead filming Raoul's cock and balls.
You're our PA. She must be doing personal assistant stuff.
He must sit and go like this.
Is he rubbing himself?
Yeah.
Is your hand out of your trousers?
Have you
My
got,
keys!
Get your hand out of your
My
pocket.
keys!
have you got a hole in your pocket?
No! It's my keys! It's
You're
not my...
a dirty, dirty man.
What?
Right, that leads us on then, ladies and gents, to Ultimo Geek. Now, for those of you who are first-time listeners of this, every week we play a quiz. It's a geek quiz. This week, in honour of robot battles, it's all about robots. Over every episode, we continue. Whoever wins, they get a point. It continues on, and we have a leaderboard. So, so far in in all the shows, Andy, by some unknown reason, despite knowing nothing, is in the lead at the
Are
moment.
you cheating, Rob?
Cheating what?
Are you cheating?
Put your phone
Is that it
down.
already?
I wasn't cheating.
You just typed
Put
in
it down.
Star Trek. I saw
I
you.
Cheating git.
I didn't.
Oh,
There's
Steve.
no such thing.
That should be a
Fine.
I
disqualification.
did no such thing. I'm
You
going
are not to touch
If this
that.
was the Olympic Games, you would disqualify.
to... I've no idea what the... I didn't...
You can't put your hands up in the air and say I didn't do nothing, Governor. I bloody saw you.
Or anything.
Rob, you want to settle
Or
down?
nothing.
I didn't do
Can
nothing.
I explain to the
double
listeners the
negative.
game before we start arguing? So anyway,
Yeah.
Before we start
Andy's
teasing.
winning overall. Florian, who's not here for this recording, will be probably next week. He is in second place, and then in joint
Third, are
third we have
Yeah.
Raoul, and we also have
So I
Paul.
went away to Italy, you creeped off the board then?
Well, I came last, I think, at the last one, didn't I?
Yeah, the week
Well, I
before
have
though
one
you
too.
won.
I have one too.
Anyway, so please, if you are listening, feel free to message in if you've got an idea what the answers are. So question one, there's 10 questions. In Star Trek, the android commander Data created a daughter. What was her name? 1. Lal, 2. Law, 3. Lala, or 4. Lezo. So I've got your answer. If you hold your fingers up, gents. And what are you going with, Andy? Can I see? Show me that finger. And you're all wrong. It was Lal. Law was actually his evil brother.
Oh, of
Oh,
course, yeah.
So far, no points. Next question. Robbie the Robot appears in what film? 1. The Black Hole. 2. AI, Artificial Intelligence. 3. Dark Star. Or 4. Forbidden Planet. Again, play along if you're listening. What do we reckon? I'm waiting. I've got Andy's answer. And can you show me your? Okay, and Raoul, well done. It was the Forbidden Planet. So 1 point to you. So you jump into the lead.
Get on his phone.
I wasn't even touching my phone.
The robot Eve appears in what film? 1. Forbidden Planet. 2. The Day the Earth Stood Still. 3. Wall-E. Or 4. Forbidden Planet. So which one are you going with? So you are all correct. It was Wall-E. Yes. So at the moment, Raoul, you are one ahead of everyone else. Next question. HAL 9000 appears in the film
shit.
2001: A Space Odyssey. But what does HAL stand for? Is it Highly Adaptable Learning Computer? 2. Heuristically Programmed Algorithmic Computer? 3. Hazard Alert Standby Machine? Or 4. Halcyon Advancements Limited Astronavigation? So 1. Highly Adaptable Learning Computer. 2. Heuristically Programmed Algorithmic Computer. 3. Hazard Alert Standby Machine. Or 4. Halcyon Advancements Limited Astronavigation. What do you reckon, folks? So I've got your answer, and you are all wrong. It was number 2, heuristically programmed algorithmic computer. Raoul, you are still in the lead. What is the name of the robot woman in Metropolis? Is it 1, Helena, 2, Eva, 3, Tina Tintits, or 4, Maria?
Oh, I haven't seen Metropolis for years.
I haven't seen it ever.
Okay, and what are you going with? You going for Tina Tintits? And the answer is Maria. And Paul, you have gone level pegging with Raoul now.
I should know that, really, shouldn't I? I've shown it enough times.
Next one. The Jetsons are a shit version of the Flintstones in space. What was their robotic maid called? Was it 1, Rosie, 2, Judy, 3, Betsy, or 4, Old Iron Flaps? Okay, I've got your answer. What do you reckon? And you've all gone for Betsy. It was Rosie the robot.
Oh.
So again, we've still got joint leaders at the moment.
These are tough this week.
Next question. Who did the voice for Buck Rogers' penis-headed robotic pal Tweaky? Was it 1, Jim Henson, 2, Mel Blanc, 3, Frank Oz, or 4, Sir James Savile? You'll with Buck.
Has he still
no.
got that title?
No, they stripped him of it when he was a massive pedo.
I was going to say.
So what are you going with? I've got your answer.
Um,
I'm going to have to rush you. And you're all wrong. It was Mel Blanc. Yes. Frank Oz does voice everything else, almost. Next one. In A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Marvin the depressed android claims to have a brain the size of what? Is it 1, a moon, 2, a planet, 3, the solar system, or 4, Yo Mama? Can you show me that again, please? Right, so can I have your answer, please, Andy, after you couldn't see what Paul was doing, you cheating git?
I wasn't looking at Paul. I can't see around your phone.
Right, what's your answer?
Uh,
So 1, a moon, 2, a planet, 3, the solar system, 4, Yo Mama. Show me your answer again, please. Okay, and the answer is it's a planet. Raoul moves into the lead. In Star Wars, IG-88 is a what? 1, a bounty hunter, 2, a medical droid, 3, a protocol droid, or 4, a Jawa repair droid.
oof, these are really
So
tough.
1
this
bounty
week.
hunter,
no.
These are really tough.
2 medical droid, anyone who knows Star Wars knows this, 3 protocol droid, 4 a Jawa repair. What are you going for? Okay, so, and again, you're all wrong, unfortunately. 1, he was a bounty hunter and an assassin.
That's a big.
Raoul
dog.
just in the lead. Right, this is the last question. Can Paul draw level? How many forms of communication is gay golden robot C3PO
I think
fluent
it's-
in?
Yeah, I think it's that one.
1, is it 1 million? 2, 2 million? 3, 5 million? Or 4, 6 million?
I'm pretty sure it's that one. Because I remember standing at the gate saying,
Andy, can
I'm
you
fluent.
get your hands off my helmet, please? My clone trooper helmet,
Tops
obviously.
come off it.
Can I have your answer, please?
Oh, sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's that.
Pretty sure it's.
And Raoul, you win the game. It's 6 million.
Yes!
There's no 6 million.
There's no 6 million.
Number
1,
4.
2, 3, 4.
Is 6, it's not 4.6 million. It's as for 6 million. I didn't read
Oh,
them out.
right,
If
yeah.
you
Oh.
tried using your ears.
I was reading it as 2.2.
Yeah, that's what I saw as well.
2 bad boys.
So really, we've been set up on that.
I'm going to play that again.
You've got hearts.
Good day, sir.
That's because people are loving it. Are you pressing those hearts?
just me and Tara.
Well, can you stop doing it? It makes me feel that we're doing a better job than we actually are, you
But
shit.
it does good for your profile, apparently.
Oh, well, it's cheating. I mean, you've just told everyone it's cheating. Okay then, so the next thing we're going to do now then is we're going to talk about our fan film of the week.
Just back up a second. So I won that, yeah?
Yes, you've won
Well,
that.
what's the ranking now? Where am I? How far down the hole?
Right, the ranking at the moment goes like this. Andy is, for some unknown reason, still in the lead. Followed by Florian, followed by you.
Oh no.
No, actually, you're joint. I think you're. Oh no, you're just behind Florian now. You're 1 point behind Florian, and then you're unfortunately
I'm last.
You're in fourth place.
That's not good.
So unfortunately,
So I've just got to beat Florian and
Florian.
Florian.
Sorry.
yes, and then
And then
you will
Cook.
be, and then Cook, and then you're in the lead. Yeah,
That's all right. I can do this.
you need to win next week, the
Parts.
week after, and the week after that, and then you're in the lead.
Good.
You've got to do it without cheating next time.
I didn't cheat.
Anyway, so let's move on to the next thing, which is our fan film of the week. This is, if you go onto YouTube, it's called Predator: Dark Ages.
This is
Yeah.
ace. This
Set
is
during the Crusades, the
Yeah.
faith and fighting skills of a group of Templar knights are put to the test when they encounter a predator.
I've got to
Um,
say, yeah, these are getting better and better.
Should
A lot of these fan movies that we've seen have been good, but this has been really polished. And it was really engaging as well. Really engaging.
This was made
dialogue.
was written and directed by James Bush. If you want to go to his website, www.jamesbush, spelled JamesBushe.co.uk, English guy.
You know, sometimes you do feel like these twists in putting different characters. Like, for example, I mean, the idea of seeing Batman against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles seems to me a little. I mean, I know you're excited about it, but it seems to me a little bit like just doing it because they haven't done it yet. I don't see any interest in the dynamic behind it, but this had an interesting kind of twist to it. You know, the idea of
I liked it, yeah.
of how he might fight against guys from the medieval times.
I had
And how long
to
is-
be honest, I've had an idea for a long time that I've wanted to make as a fan film, but it's
Yeah.
just having the time, and it's Predator versus Hawking, and it's Stephen Hawking versus the Predator. I think it would be a classic film. So you'd have his
This is
robot
live, man.
tricks.
This is live.
But Hawking could use his intellect to kill the predator.
Yeah, that would. He's gonna outthink him.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, that'll kick his ass.
No, honestly, you know, with the power of thought, you can build stuff that can win anything.
We just get back to the fact that the
That's
Predator's
gonna
main
build
his primary function is to go and kill other gladiators or fighters, isn't he?
Or wheelchair-bound geniuses.
That's his primary function.
Yes.
Do you think even the Predator being some sort of, I don't know, creature without much deep-seated intellect,
Well-
he could actually be thinking,
Well, they're
I've come to the
intelligent.
planet Earth
That's
to
now
kill
on a code.
a cover guy.
If you read any of the books, some of the predators they won't fight stuff unless they see it as an actual equal threat.
Yeah.
So they are.
Yeah.
They,
So
they
they
do
can-
try and fight on level playing field.
Yeah, so they're trying to fight gladiators or other sort of combatants, aren't they? Right?
Yeah.
Not a guy in a wheelchair.
No. Well, they'd have to get their own wheelchair, and then
That's
they'd be
it,
like
level
banging
playing
their
field.
heads against each other. It'd be. Let's leave that thought.
That's offensive.
In the actual proper in the show which we have on iTunes, I'm going to cut that bit out.
Yeah.
There's a
I
little-
hope to God there's no function where they can actually record what we're showing.
I'm
right
just
now.
thinking at the moment with Stephen Hawking's I will look at Periscope. Big Geek tunes in and listens to that because
Yeah.
I'm dead meat unless the
Yeah.
Predator's getting first.
All he's got to do
He'll
is,
like
all
create
he's
a
got to do is
black
press this
hole.
red button, he can get hold of the SAS, you're dead.
He'll create a black hole that'll suck you in.
He doesn't have mind powers. He's just a very clever man.
He's got physics.
Clever man.
He's got
Yeah,
physics
but he can't
skills.
conjure the
I'm not a
world.
wizard.
He could.
He can explain things.
What was it Arthur
So
C.
that's-
Clarke said that any like really advanced science would be regarded as magic or something?
Yeah, but we
Well,
know
yeah,
it's not
he probably
magic.
did say that,
So Stephen Hawking, proper brainy bloke. I reckon
Can't throw fireballs around there, can he?
any pickle you're in, Stephen Hawking could ultimately solve the solution.
Unless it involves walking. But anyway, let's leave that now. I feel I'm ashamed of myself. Right, so that was, if you want to go and see some more cool films made by the same people, this James Bush, that's James Bush with an E at the end.co.uk, go and have a look, it looks cool. The fan film starred Adrian Boucher, Ahmed Hashim, Sabine Cross and a bunch of other people, and it was cool, wasn't it? It's well worth watching. It's about just under half an hour long, very good fan film. Right, that brings us on now to our comic of the week. And this week, comic of the week is called Booyah, and it's by Sloth Comics. We've not had anyone messaging in criticising. Good.
No.
How many views have got at the moment, incidentally?
3.
3, say it.
Me,
Yeah,
Tara.
and your friends, and some other random person.
You keep saying, show me yourself.
Always,
Do they keep saying show me?
Show me yourself,
Anyway, so this is Booyah. So Sloth Comics, if you want to find out more about them, you can go to slothcomics.co.uk. And this is illustrated by a chap called Loran.
Oh,
Loran is a French artist, and this has been translated into English. And it's a... Can you stop talking about fecking candles in the middle of the show?
Fire say sorry.
Have you farted?
No.
I thought it was trying to
I'm
burn
trying
the
to say
smell off.
sorry.
Yeah. So this is Booyah, and what it does is it looks like a kid's kind of comic book, but basically it involves lots of
Maybe.
really violent maiming and people being murdered. Like there's a bit in one of the first ones where he means well, the little green monster character. Things always go wrong and end up with people getting like candles shoved straight through their eyeballs, or they're being set on fire.
It's like a more extreme version of Mr. Clumsy out of the Mr. Magazine.
Yes, with lots of blood and gore. Like in the story that's up at the moment, this old woman he accidentally kills her by dropping cat food on her face. So he takes her home and he minces her up and feeds his cat, minced up old woman.
What's it called? Booyah?
Booyah, and that's by Sloth Comics. So if you go to slothcomics.co.uk, you'll find it.
It's all online, is it?
Yeah, slothcomics, all one word.co.uk. So that's our comic of the week. Go and look it up, Booyah. It's a nice, cool looking comic. I like the artwork. It's simple. It looks very child friendly, but don't be mistaken and give this to your kids.
Don't show your kids, yeah.
Because it might give them nightmares. And then finally, that leads us on to our comic book convention, or comic convention of the week. And this week we're going to be talking about, and let me just scroll down because I missed the bit that I'm on. This is the London Film and Comic Con. This is actually a big one. It's going to be taking place on Friday the 17th of July to Sunday the 19th this year. And it's going to be at the Olympia in London. And you can see an absolute ton of famous people. I've not listed them all, but because it's so popular, you can only get tickets now for the Friday, which is between 1 PM and 8 PM. There's no point trying for tickets for the Saturday or the Sunday. They've already sold out. But if you go there, there's going to be panels, there's photo shoots, there's autograph sessions, there's memorabilia, there'll be comics and stuff to buy. And let me list you some of the people who are going to be there. Sigourney Weaver.
Really?
Michael J. Fox.
Wow.
Yeah. He's working at his milkshake stand. Oh my God. Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton, what was he in?
Aliens.
Oh shit, the Bill Paxton.
The Bill Paxton.
Oh wow.
Not Paxman. It's not Jeremy Paxman's brother. You can have Michael Gambon.
Oh,
There
Michael
as well.
Gambon's in there.
Yeah, from Harry Potter.
Sir
He's
Michael
detective.
Gambon.
Christopher Lloyd. Marty, we're gonna go back. He's going to be there. Jonathan Pryce from James Bond and Game of Thrones. Richard Dean Anderson from MacGyver
Wow.
and also Stargate. You've got Catherine Tate, Neve Campbell, Hayley Atwell from the Agent Carter TV series is going to be there, and a ton of other people, including Robert Englund, who started as I forgot his name. It's Freddy Krueger. He's going to be there. Zach Galligan, Billy Peltzer from Gremlins,
Wow.
John Ratzenberg from Cheers,
A plethora of
Yeah, I can
80
keep going.
stars. I love it.
and also David Bradley, who starred as Doctor Who in a. He starred as the first Doctor in that recent, A Brief Something it was called. It's all about the making of the first Doctor Who series. But he was also in Game of Thrones as the possibly most hated character in it at the moment, old Walder Frey. So go along and fucking stab him. Don't really, he's an actor, it's not real. But more important than any of them, I think, for me, is Rocky Johnson, who is The Rock's dad, is going to be there.
Why would you have The Rock's dad?
Because Rocky Johnson is he was a wrestler in his own right. One of the first kind of black wrestlers who really made it, Rocky Johnson.
Oh, right.
So he's kind of an iconic figure in wrestling. And he's The Rock's dad. He's going to be there.
Wow.
You can go along and meet him.
So he made The Rock.
Sounds good.
Well, The Rock. And
Can I just say the Michael J. Fox milkshake thing? I didn't quite get it, but I think I might have got it, but I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, just don't go there. It's really horrible.
Is that okay? Is that
Even
okay?
like-
Moving around quite a lot because he's got.
Fidgety.
Yeah. We'll just say it's
Yeah.
fidgety. I think I've got it. Yeah.
Even by our
You're a bad
standards.
man, do you know?
Yeah, even by our standards, that's a bit.
But you know what? It's our first episode where we've done live casting.
Yeah,
So
live. There's live.
Our 3 audience members. Well done, the 1 audience member who's listening who's not a friend or family. You've done well. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please feel free to listen again. I'm sure we'll try it again. How did you feel it went, you chaps?
Yeah, good. I'm excited about it. I think we need to try and get the word out there a little bit more, but yeah, I think it's good. I think we must be a little bit more careful about the things that we're saying on live.
We've not said anything bad.
I've not said anything bad. I've not put my foot in it at all
What about
tonight.
the thing before we started recording about you hating black people?
But you edited that out, didn't you?
Yes, I've edited it out. Anyway, so it's goodbye from me, Steve, Raoul,
Goodbye.
Paul.
Makes a change. It's usually Rob that's saying something.
I know, it's
completely
terrible,
outrageous,
isn't it? I got excited.
Did you say anything outrageous tonight? A few times, didn't you?
Yeah.
I tried to stop you.
I'm finishing
from
the
saying
show
stuff.
so we can do the outro.
Oh, right,
Paul,
okay,
say
yeah, sorry.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
And
Be seeing
Andy.
you.
Andy.
Goodbye.